Have you ever wondered why some people own vast amounts of property and capital, while others possess very little, relying solely on their ability to work for wages? It might seem like a natural outcome of individual choices or effort, but Karl Marx offered a powerful and often surprising explanation for this fundamental division in society. Karl Marx defines primitive accumulation not as the result of hard work and saving, but as the historical process of forcibly separating producers from their means of production. This violent expropriation, primarily of land and resources, was essential for the rise of capitalism, creating a class of propertyless workers and a concentration of wealth. This process was critical because it generated the two necessary conditions for capitalist production. First, it stripped small producers of their self-sufficiency, transforming them into a wage working class with no choice but to sell their labor power to survive. Second, it accumulated large amounts of capital in the hands of a small number of people, who then had the resources to invest in factories and other means of production. Marx argued that this was a bloody and coercive transformation, overturning traditional communal arrangements and ushering in an era of private property and market dependence. Understanding primitive accumulation helps us see that capitalism did not emerge from a level playing field, nor was it a purely organic evolution. Instead, it was forged through state-sanctioned violence, land enclosures, and the plunder of colonial territories. This perspective challenges common assumptions about economic systems, highlighting the historical roots of wealth inequality and class structures. A key aspect of this concept is the specific historical events that Marx identified, such as the Enclosure Acts in England during the 15th through 18th centuries. These acts privatized common lands, driving peasants off their ancestral plots and forcing them into urban centers to seek wage labor. This violent creation of a propertyless proletariat was reinforced by the state through legislation and direct force. Furthermore, Marx connected primitive accumulation to global processes like colonialism, the slave trade, and the exploitation of natural resources in newly conquered lands, all of which funneled immense wealth into the hands of nascent capitalist powers. Grasping Marx's concept of primitive accumulation provides a crucial lens for analyzing the origins of our current economic system. It reveals that the separation of workers from ownership and the concentration of capital were not natural occurrences but were violently enforced historical processes. This understanding is vital for anyone seeking to comprehend the foundational dynamics of capitalism and the ongoing implications of its birth for contemporary society.